Hey Gavin, it's Josh here, and I wanted to just walk through one thing quickly with you. I noticed that first of all, you're doing an awesome job. You're getting awesome compliance from the athletes on their end, but I see this quite a bit with coaches where they have like their warm ups programmed this way, right? Where you have A1 through like A10 as an example, and it makes it actually like quite tough for the athlete to log that stuff. There's just a lot that they have to actually check off, and ultimately with something like a warm up, I imagine you just kind of want to show them what to do and then have them do it, where you don't necessarily need to get all the data back, right? Very different from a back squat, right? Having D1 and D2 makes plenty of sense because you want to track every set and every rep, right? So for something like this, where you have like the half kneeling three-way ankle mobility, I actually would program that as a circuit, and let me kind of outline what that would look like. I'll create a session here, and I'll add a block, and rather than searching for like half kneeling three-way ankle mobility like you're doing, just hit new circuit, okay? And let's just call this like dynamic warm up, and just use text to program this stuff, right? So I'm going to do like half kneeling three-way ankle mobility, right? I'll just say 1x5. Right, next I'm going to go 90-90 with a push-up, 90-90 IR lifts, right, 1x5. Right, and I'll list off these 3 or 5, and then additionally I'm going to jump in here and actually add the video. So I still want them to be able to see it if they need to, right? So let's jump in here and do the 90-90 with a push-up. Boom, right? So I can add as many as I need to, right? So this could be like 10 movements long, and in fact, I could even save this to my library. So if I want, I can save this whole circuit, including the videos, all the instruction to my library. Let me recategorize this as prep. If I hit save to the library, it's saving it exactly how I have it. And so going forward in the next training session, I might come in here and add a block, and instead of doing all that again, I can just search for dynamic warm up. I click on it, and it adds it. So I'll delete this from your library so it's not saved this way, but this is a much smoother experience for the athlete, so they don't need to necessarily go in here and actually track everything that's done. And I'll even outline that for you, so check this out. All right, so check this out, Gavin, right? So what I'm looking at here, if you look up top, I'm just looking at the calendar for an athlete, right? And I see that on the 16th, we've got kind of A1 through A10, right? So they can see this stuff here pretty decent, right? And as they go through this, they can see the rest of the training session, but there's quite a bit of scrolling, right? And so like, let's take this section A, for example. Here's what it would actually take to get it done. I have to click into it, and I'm going through all of these instances, right? So it's just quite a bit. So check this out. If I step back, I'm going to zoom out and go to the 15th. I set this up just as a circuit, right? So here what I'm able to do is actually just click into A. I can see everything in it. And generally, if I did it, I'm just going to mark it as completed like that, right? And it's done. Now, of course, if I have a question about it, I can actually click to view the video. So it's not that they can't see the videos if they need to. They absolutely can. But it's a little bit easier of a process for them in that they don't necessarily have to go through all of these movements and check them off, right? Now again, if I come back to the 16th, when I'm doing something like a back squat, all right, let's go to the 16th, let's scroll to the back squat. If I click into the back squat, here I actually want to be able to click in and check it off. But again, if I scroll back to like the warm-up or cool down or like conditioning, oftentimes those things I just kind of want to tell you I did it rather than checking off that I did my half kneeling through ankle mobility. So my hope here is that we can just make the experience smoother for the athletes, so you guys are getting kind of better compliance and getting better data back as a coaching staff. So hope this helps.